Shalom, 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 Yasha. This your boy, Brother Shamu Allah, back at you with another quick, edifying video. And today's lesson is going to be called One Step Closer to the M.O.T.B. Right? First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit, and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days of mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, right? A mighty shalom, right? Salakia. Salakia. All right, so let's get to it, right? Today's lesson, like I said, is one more step to the M.O.T.B. And I came across this article, and I seen other brothers doing the lesson and talking about it. I seen the elder Apostle Tahar, and I think it's one of the elders from South Carolina, right? But it says Israel. This is from Middle East Eye. It says Israel considering U.S. firm for biometric screening of Palestinians in Gaza, right? It says Israeli War Cabinet discusses proposals for a security firm describing itself as Uber for war zones to securities aid. All right. And this was published on the 22nd, so a couple days ago. So it says Israel is considering a plan to deploy private U.S. logistics and security companies to create a gated community. Right, and Elder Apostle Tahar was going into that, the 15-minute cities, man. Right? It says in Gaza, where Palestinians will be subjected to biometric screenings to receive aid, according to the media reports. All right? And that biometric, so let's look at that real quick. So biometrics, right? And I looked up the definition. It says involving the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics, typically for the purpose of security. It says relating to or involving an application or statistical analysis to biological data. And when you look down, it says identification and access control. What is it used for, right? For identification and access control. So I looked up, biometric type, RFID. It says a biometric passport contains a RFID chip that holds more specific information than your name, than just your name, date of birth, country of origin. It says biometric passports also contain biometrics such as fingerprints, facial recognition, or iris scans. All right, so this stuff is progressing. And for Israel to try to, set up these cities, right, so that they could do what? Keep track of, of the people, right, and then use it in order for them to get aid and get different types of things, right? Sounds familiar, right? So, all you, folks who say, that the M.O.T.B. is anything else besides a physical thing, man. Think again, right? We see brothers kind of retracting and re-stepping what they're saying, right? Because they see that these things are coming into place, right? And like Elder Apostle Tahar said, then they'll say, man, GMS was always right about this, right? So, but I just want to read the top part again. It says Israel is considering a plan to deploy private U.S. logistics and security companies to create a gated community, right? And we've seen those gated communities. You can just look up like 15-minute cities, right? Where you have to scan to get access out. There's no cars or anything. So it's kind of walking or kind of biking distance, everything that's in there. But you have to basically scan, in order to get in and get out. All right. It says in Gaza, where Palestinians would be subjected to biometric screenings to what? To receive aid, right? You think about the universal basic income, right? According to media reports, right? So they're getting ready to implement this so they can keep track, right? They can know who it is. You see how it tells you that not only is it just going to be your name, date of birth, but it's going to have all your other information on there, criminal history, you name it, right? It's all going to be inside that CHIP, right? And that all goes into play of, what we've been talking about, over and over again, right? Revelation, let's get it. Revelation chapter 13, right? Revelation 13 and verse 16, right? And it says, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And the M.O.T.B says he required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on the right hand or on their forehead, right? Now the KJVA said in, right? Because this is going to be implanted into you, all right? Because this mark, when you read it, go to the inner liner, right? For maybe newer people, right? Who haven't heard it, right? When you read what that mark is, right? The word is karagma, right?
Strong's G 5480, charagma.
Right? Karagma, right? It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. The mark branded upon, it says thing carved, sculpted, or graven work, right? Because it's going to be inserted. This is a physical thing, all right? And they're trying to set this up, in Palestine, right? To keep track, so that they can keep track of, quote unquote, the aid that they're giving. If they're giving resources, they have that already, in these gated communities. They can keep track of the people. All right. So, this stuff is playing out. All right. Let's go back. Right. It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay. So this stuff is being implemented, right? And they're using these different things under, distress, right? Chaos, like they're using war, chaos, distress, to go and try to implement this, right? Because, I remember maybe it was a couple months ago, maybe even longer than that, they had the video where they were dropping food, and the people were lined up, they were fighting over this stuff, people during times of war and stuff and chaos, people get desperate, right? So they have that solution, right? That order out of chaos, right? Or what is it? Order de chaos, or basically order out of chaos, right? They have that solution, and that solution is going to be this M.O.T.B, right? Which is a physical thing. All right. So that they can keep tabs on you. They can know everything about you or your whereabouts, what you've been doing, what you've been buying, what you've been looking at. All this stuff is going to be, because this, Esau, right? Starting with the top banking families, these elites on up, they want to keep tabs of everybody. They want to be like the Most High, right? So they're going to try to keep tabs of everybody and see everything that's going on. All right. They want to know everything. Right? And they want to be able to control you ultimately, right? You do something out of order, guess what? Nope, your stuff doesn't work, right? You don't get aid, right? You're not following the orders, oh, no, you don't get anything. Okay? So, and that will cause people to get in order, right? And this is what they're implementing, all right? So this is why we continue to, sound the alarm, blow the trumpet, warn the people as watchmen do, all right? To warn the people of these things that are coming, right? And they, of course, they're not going to say, yeah, we're here to bring the M.O.T.B, right? They're going to bring it in names, like biometrics, right? They're going to have it at, neural link, this is how they're going to have it. They're not going to, sit there and say, well, this is it. This is why you have to be aware and understand what's going on, right? So when this thing is fully, set to be implemented, you know what it is. All right. When they're telling you, hey, yeah, we're just going to have to put this in, in your hand and your forehead, right? And that way you'll be able to partake in this society, right? This is ultimately what this is leading into, this new world order. All right. And they're slowly just implementing here, implemented there, right? You see what's happening. These banks are closing, right? I did the article about Bank of America, maybe a few weeks ago, how they're closing stores, right? And how the guy basically said that he wants to go digital, right? So we know that this stuff is coming, all right? We know that this stuff is coming. And if you're teaching any other way, right, that's at this point, either the Lord is just not dealing with you, or you took the bag, right? And you're going to cause people to veer astray, all right? So this is just another, example of, Esau's doings, or how he's going to, implement, this thing, right? And he's going to use it, right, to build these communities, and I've been hearing other things too about how, like, even in Florida, they're telling people that they can't go back, go somewhere else, right? Because they're trying to use these areas to set up these 15-minute cities, and we'll see. Time will tell, So understand that, right? And this is why we have to watch. And the book of, let's get that. Book of Luke 21 and verse number 34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, so that day come upon you unawares. All right. So in the N.O.T. 34, right, Luke 21:34 says, watch out, don't let your hearts be dulled by carousing and drunkenness. And it says, and by the worries of this life, don't let that day catch you unaware. It says, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the earth, right? And the NLT says, like a trap, for that day will come upon everyone living on the earth. Okay. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Right. So the NLT says, keep alert at all times and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these things, Salakia, these coming horrors, and stand before the Son of Man. That's ultimately what we want to do, right? And as a watchman, we're out here to warn the people, to continue to watch, right? Never trust your enemy, all right? The scriptures tell you that. Never trust your enemy, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, all right? This, this stuff is going down, and we're getting into the wire, right? Once this thing is implemented, man, it's really going to start moving quick, okay? So we have to, continue to keep watch and see what's going on, all right? So, Lord's will, this was edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep watching, keep praying, right? That the Lord will give you the strength to endure, right? When you say the Lord's Prayer, man, deliver us, from evil, man. We got to make sure that, ultimately the Lord is is keeping us away from these times, and will deliver us and give us the strength in these end times. All right. And with that, I want to say shalom.